Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's first video. We're going to have a look at the weather for next week to 10 days in detail for Northern Europe for today's first video. So it's Thursday, so it's time to do the European outlook, and I shall get on with that for you very shortly. Just to say that the second video update coming up later on today will be the regular 10 to 14 day video, will include all of the usual features, and then tonight we're going to have Ensembles Watch. I think we'll bring you Ensembles Watch. So we'll go through all members of GFS Ensembles and we'll see what they're showing, and that'll be released probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock, I would have thought. These European outlooks are YouTube exclusives, so you will need to be subscribed to the YouTube channel and click the bell notification icon things, and that will tell you when we're releasing these. YouTube will tell you when we are releasing these videos every Thursday. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, let's get on with it then. I'm going to start off with the weather across Europe for today. So it's a cold scene across many parts of Europe today. We've got high pressure over Scandinavia, connects back to the Siberian high. There's a trough of low pressure covering most parts of Northern Europe, and cold air within that trough of low pressure as well. Other air temperatures look like that, so we've got a bitterly cold air mass sitting across many parts of northern Europe. Really cold upper air temperatures, particularly into west of Russia and around the Baltic Sea. Bitterly cold from there. Most other parts of Europe are looking cold as well. Down in the south and in the southwest of Europe, it isn't as cold. It's milder through the Med and into Spain, Portugal, as you'd expect. Upper air temperatures are also looking a little bit cold across eastern parts of the UK. This cold is beginning to filter back in from the east. There's a lot of dry weather around across Europe today. Of course, any precipitation falling across Northern Europe is going to be snow with such cold upper air temperatures, but it's relatively dry. There's a few snow showers and snow flows around in the northeast. Some heavier showers coming down in towards the Balkans. Then, of course, we've got this band of rain here, some of it turning to snow through the UK and down into France, and then on into some parts of the Low Countries and Western Germany as well. Most parts of the Mediterranean are looking mainly dry today. Very, very cold in the north and the northeast of Europe. Look at these surface temperatures. So we're talking about, well below freezing. Minus 20 maximums across some parts of northeastern Europe and into northwestern Russia. Really cold, extending down into many sort of central western parts of Europe as well. Just really through the Mediterranean and across Ireland and western parts of the UK and into France as well, particularly western parts of France, where it is a little bit milder there with temperatures pushing into double digits in one or two areas. But most parts of Europe are very, very cold today. Into tomorrow, a ridge of high pressure will build across the western side of Europe. Will keep these very cold temperatures and risk of some snow going in the far north and northeast. Upper air temperatures look like that, really cold across many eastern, northeastern parts of Europe. Most parts of Europe are cold. Mildest weather will be in the far west and again through the Mediterranean. Emphasis under the ridge of high pressures on a lot of dry weather, a few snow flurries and snow showers around in these eastern and northeastern parts of Europe. A bitter cold through there. Some heavy showers and maybe some thunderstorms going across southern parts of Italy. Maybe a few showers extending out into Greece. Western parts of Europe having quite a lot of dry weather. But there will be some rain through eastern parts of France into southern Germany, and that might turn to snow in places. Really cold again tomorrow, especially for north and northeast Europe. Temperatures widely sub-zero in the northeast. And these colder upper air temperatures look like they're filtering a little bit further southwards and westwards as well. So, Germany going to be sub-zero, probably seeing maximums of around -4, -5 through particularly eastern parts of Germany. Eastern Poland might see maximums around -7, -8. So really, really cold across many of these northern and eastern parts of Europe. The mildest weather is in the west, but even there it is turning colder again. Tomorrow, France, for example, we'll see the temperature dropping. Pretty cold through northern parts of Spain as well. And even into the UK, it's going to be quite a cold day. Many northern parts of Britain will be below freezing. Into Mediterranean, it's going to be milder through there. Temperatures probably into mid-teens Celsius. Then go through to Saturday, so it remains very cold across the northern and eastern parts of Europe, Scandinavia, and region of high pressure. Another low will come in off the Atlantic into the UK and Ireland, bring some more rain. Dry as well will probably be in the southwest under that little ridge of high pressure. Upper air temperatures look really cold across eastern parts of Europe, bitterly cold through the east of Europe. In the west, it's going to turn a little bit less cold. It will start to turn a bit milder across western parts of Europe with that band of rain, although some of that could turn to snow as it moves into the cold air, pushing further east. So mildest temperatures look like it's down across Mediterranean and into Spain and Portugal. Again, the emphasis is on dry weather, so although it's bitterly cold, there will be a lot of dry weather through many parts of Europe. Some heavy showers breaking out in the southeastern part of the Med, some snow there into Poland, extending up in towards the Baltic Sea, and then this band of rain, which could turn to snow as it moves eastwards, moving through Ireland, the UK, and heading over towards northern parts of France and into the Low Countries. Very cold, getting even colder through like Western Europe, so the Low Countries, Belgium, Holland, Netherlands will be going sub-zero on Saturday. Germany going sub-zero as well. Maximums there probably around -6, -7. It gets even colder than that the further east you go and northeast. So again, extremely cold in these northeastern parts of Europe. Mildest weather will be in the west and in the far southwest of Europe. That's Sunday, so then we're bringing in a little bit of a ridge into the western part of Europe, extending up from off the Atlantic. Still looks very cold with this trough over in the eastern part of Europe. Coldest upper air temperatures are in the east of Europe. The upper air temperatures are lifting up over Scandinavia, but on the surface it will still be very cold, of course. That band of rain turning to snow as it moves eastwards will be stretched out through the North Sea into the Low Countries to eastern parts of France and western Germany. As that bumps into cold air, will turn increasingly to snow. Many other parts of northern, central, eastern Europe will be dry. They're getting drier out in the west under the ridge of high pressure as well. Temperatures are still looking very cold from Germany eastwards and northwards as well. And these very cold temperatures are extending down into the southeast Europe as well, so becoming much colder in the Balkans, for example, and moving down into some parts of northern Greece. Conversely, southern and western parts of Spain and Portugal, that's where mildest temperatures are, and through Mediterranean as well. Into Monday, we've got a ridge of high pressure sitting across France. A shallow ridge through there. Low pressure to the north of Scotland. The coldest air will be over here across the eastern part of Europe. Upper air temperatures show that the coldest upper air temperatures are lurking over on the eastern side of Europe. The west of Europe looks a little bit less cold, but hardly mild away from the Med anyway. Once more, the emphasis is on dry weather through Monday for many parts of Europe. So, yeah, there's a few snow showers and a little bit of snow across southern parts of Norway, for example, possibly coming down into Denmark. Some eastern parts of Germany might get a little bit of snow. Some heavy showers and thunderstorms possible through Greece, extending up towards the Black Sea. But these were exceptions to the norm. Or exceptions to the rule. Many places will be dry on Monday. Bitterly cold through northern and eastern parts of Europe. Once again, widely sub-zero and well below freezing for many parts of those northern and eastern parts of Europe. The mildest weather is in the west, but even here it is quite cold, seen again through the early part of next week. Tuesday will bring the next day of low pressure in from off the Atlantic. Notice heights are trying to rise around Greenland as well. We are pulling up a little bit of a milder southwesterly though through Spain and into parts of France, possibly through to the Low Countries, Germany as well. Upper air temperatures just begin to lift up a little bit in this western part of Europe, but they remain very cold across eastern parts of Europe. There's outbreaks of heavy rain moving into Ireland, the UK, and also into France and northern parts of Spain, so turning wetter but also a little bit milder across western parts of Europe. Some snow moving up into Scandinavia, into some parts of into Denmark, some parts of Sweden, and through into Norway as well. Snow through there. Otherwise, most other places are looking mainly dry. On Tuesday, it's a very cold day for northern and eastern parts of Europe once again. Even in the west, it's getting a little bit less cold, but still pretty chilly, really, across many parts of Western Europe. That low pressure pushes through into Wednesday and probably turns wind back into north. I have to emphasise there's a lot of uncertainty about next week's weather. Huge amounts of uncertainty in relation to blocking and the extent of blocking and how cold it's going to get. So this is just one GFS run, but by the middle of next week, anything could happen, really. But this GFS midnight run suggests that low pressure moves into the North Sea through Wednesday, turns wind back into the north across Ireland and UK, so it starts to get colder there. Ahead of the low, we do draw up some milder air from the west and from the southwest. Upper air temperatures lift up then through Spain, into France, even into Germany, Denmark, into west of Poland. We are seeing those upper air temperatures lifting up with those west-southwesterly winds bringing outbreaks of rain. That could be freezing rain because the ground will be very, very cold and frozen, and probably a lot of areas snow cover. So expect the risk of some freezing rain probably through central parts and west parts of Europe through the middle of next week with these milder upper air temperatures. Also, there's a risk of snow as well, of course. The coldest upper air temperatures look like they're receding back into west of Russia a little bit, and we're beginning to pull some cold air back into Ireland and the UK as well. So we've got a lot of precipitation across west of Europe through the middle of next week. Heavy rain, possibly snow mixed in, particularly as that hits the cold air over Scandinavia. Freezing rain is a distinct possibility through these western parts of Europe with the ground so frozen and cold. Ahead of that, Eastern Europe mainly dry, but will be bitterly cold, of course. Mediterranean, dry in the east, heavy showers and longer spells of rain. Thunderstorms possible across Spain and moving into central part of Med, and then begin to get colder across Ireland and the UK with those northerly winds coming back, possibly turning the rain back to sleet and snow across parts of the British Isles. Temperatures look like this. So the coldest temperatures on the surface are receding away northwards and eastwards a little bit. This is getting a little bit less cold out across west of Europe, although Ireland and the UK turning colder once again. Then we get through into Thursday, and this is really speculative by this point. So those milder southwesterly southerly winds are pushing over to the eastern side of Europe by then. Looks like this trough low pressure could start to pull down some colder air into the northwest. Notice not all that much of a Greenland high on this GFS run, but other model runs over on some members are showing significantly higher pressure over Greenland. So again, the middle and second half of next week really is up the grabs at the moment. Upper air temperatures look pretty mild through southern and eastern parts of Europe now, especially southeast Europe. It is getting a little bit colder again out in the north and in the west. Gradually turning more unsettled as well, with rain, sleet, snow, probably freezing rain, sheet ice as well, pushing further eastwards into eastern parts of Europe. Heavy snow still likely across Scandinavia, of course, and becoming colder in the west of Europe with showers turning wintry probably through Ireland, the UK, and maybe down into France. The surface temperatures look very cold for northern and northeastern parts of Europe, but gradually receding northwards and eastwards, becoming less cold with time. But you know, still probably below freezing across these eastern parts of Europe, which is where the freezing rain risk and or snow risk is coming from. Out in the west, going to be pretty chilly through Ireland and the UK, France, Spain, Portugal, probably a little bit less cold. Most parts of central Med looking reasonably mild. And then we go through to day 10. This is Friday next week, 22nd of January. Low pressure could bring rain and snow into parts of Ireland and the UK. Scandinavia looking very snowy as well. Mildest temperatures probably in the south and the east of Europe. Back to cold northerly winds through Saturday 23rd. And then into sunny 24th, which is up to day 10. It's looking cold across many of these western parts of Europe. Very gradually, heights are still rising over Greenland. So it looks like Scandinavia and north and west parts of Europe probably going quite cold there through the last weekend of January. But it is uncertain. Anything from around Wednesday really is up for grabs, I have to say. The way we're seeing so much chopping and changing within the model output. Right then, so that's European Outlook for this week. If you've enjoyed this European Outlook, please can you click like, drop a comment and let us know what you think, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel. We'll be back very shortly with your 10 to 14 day update, including all of the regular features, and then I think we'll do Ensemble's Watch tonight. For this one, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.